England's Six Nations campaign has been dealt another significant blow with confirmation that Alex Mitchell will miss the remainder of the championship after suffering a hamstring injury in the defeat to Ireland. The Northampton Saints scrum-half has become a central pillar of Steve Borthwick's evolving test side, starting 12 of England's last 15 matches. His absence removes not just a starting number 9, but a player who has shaped the tempo, edge, and identity of this England team over the past 18 months. That Mitchell's influence has been unmistakable. His sharp service, acceleration around the fringes, and improved tactical kicking have made him Borthwick's first-choice option. The only recent period he missed was the summer tour, when he was called into the British and Irish Lions squad for their tour of Australia, a mark of how highly he is rated across the Northern Hemisphere. Now, however, England must navigate crucial Six Nations fixtures against Italy and France without him. And the question becomes unavoidable. Who steps in? Raffi Quirke has been added to the wider training group, but the decision facing Borthwick is about more than a simple replacement. It is about continuity, tactical identity, and the longer-term shape of the squad heading towards the 2027 Rugby World Cup. Here's a deeper look at the contenders at the frontrunner. Jack van Poortvliet. On the evidence of last weekend alone, Jack van Poortvliet appears the most likely candidate to start against Italy. The Leicester Tigers scrum-half replaced Mitchell early against Ireland and immediately injected tempo and clarity into England's attack. Even in defeat, many of England's more coherent passages came through van Poortvliet's sharper ruck control and purposeful distribution. His journey over the past few seasons has been turbulent. After initially cementing himself as England's starting scrum-half, a pre-World Cup injury in 2023 disrupted his momentum. Since then, opportunities have been sporadic. He has managed only 7 test appearances in that period, often watching as Mitchell and others establish themselves. But there are signs he is rediscovering the form that first propelled him into the international frame. Van Poortvliet is stylistically distinct from Mitchell. Where Mitchell thrives on tempo and darting breaks, van Poortvliet leans toward control. His box kicking is reliable. His decision-making at the base is composed. He is comfortable slowing the game when required and applying territorial pressure, qualities that may prove especially valuable against Italy. For Borthwick, who often prioritizes structure and tactical discipline, those traits align closely with his broader game model. There is also a broader strategic layer. The scrum-half hierarchy over the past year has largely been a duopoly, Mitchell as the starter and Ben Spencer covering the 21-22 shirt. Harry Randall has occasionally featured, but van Poortvliet has found himself on the periphery. This injury presents a genuine opportunity. A strong performance across the next 2 fixtures could re-establish him not merely as cover, but as a serious contender for the long term. With the 2027 World Cup cycle already underway in practical terms, performances now carry weight beyond this championship. In the mix, Ben Spencer's omission from the 23 against Ireland raised eyebrows. The Bath captain had quietly become a dependable presence during England's recent run of wins, offering maturity and composure from the bench. De Borthwick's decision to promote van Poortvliet ahead of him suggests a shift in the pecking order, at least temporarily. Yet Spencer should not be discounted. His skill set differs markedly from both Mitchell and van Poortvliet. In many respects, he operates more like a French-style scrum-half, stepping in as a primary playmaker rather than simply facilitating one. He is comfortable dictating attacking shape, calling patterns, and assuming leadership responsibility in phase play. England do not traditionally structure their attack around a dominant 9, but deploying Spencer as a starter could subtly reshape their offensive dynamics. Such an approach would also benefit whichever fly half is selected. Both George Ford and Finn Smith are most comfortable when afforded space to assess defensive pictures from slightly deeper positions. A controlling scrum half who shoulders early distribution duties could enable that dynamic. Beyond tactics, Spencer brings authority. England's recent struggles have included lapses in composure and clarity under pressure. A senior voice at 9, particularly one accustomed to captaining at club level, may help steady the group. The risk, of course, is rhythm. Having been left out last weekend, Spencer must now respond quickly if he is to reassert his credentials. International rugby is unforgiving, and selection narratives can shift rapidly to the outside bet. Raffi Quirke, the inclusion of Raffi Quirke in the training squad, adds an intriguing dimension that Quirke's career has been punctuated by injuries, but his raw talent has never been in doubt. Explosive acceleration, sharp footwork, and instinctive support lines make him a constant attacking threat. Yet his value may extend beyond his primary position. Quirke has trained on the wing during previous England camps and has logged minutes out wide for Sale Sharks. That versatility opens strategic possibilities. In the modern test arena, where bench composition has become increasingly specialized, a hybrid scrum-half/wing option is rare currency. Teams increasingly favor the security of carrying two specialist nines. But if one of those players can also credibly cover the back three, it unlocks flexibility elsewhere. Borthwick has previously hinted at the possibility of 7:1 forwards to backs bench split, a tactic popularized by South Africa. Deploying such a configuration requires confidence that backline cover is sufficiently versatile. Quirke's dual capability could make that feasible. Crucially, this would not be a novelty selection. Quirke's pace and spatial awareness make him a legitimate threat in wide channels. His understanding of breakdown patterns, shaped by his scrum-half instincts, gives him a different reading of attacking space compared to conventional wingers. For a side seeking unpredictability, that hybrid role may prove compelling. Tactical implications. Mitchell's absence forces England to confront a deeper question. What kind of team do they want to be? With him in the side, England have shown flashes of tempo-driven, quick transition rugby. Without him, there may be a natural gravitation towards structure and territorial pragmatism. Van Poortvliet's selection would signal continuity within a structured framework. Spencer's inclusion would suggest a willingness to recalibrate attacking patterns. Quirke's involvement would hint at experimentation and adaptability. Each pathway carries implications beyond the immediate fixture list. Against Italy, territorial control and set-piece dominance may suffice. Against France, particularly away from home, game management and tactical precision become paramount. Borthwick's challenge is to balance short-term necessity with long-term clarity. That leadership and continuity. Mitchell's absence is not solely technical. It is emotional. He has grown into a leadership role, even without the captaincy. His communication around the ruck and his understanding with England's fly halves have provided continuity during an otherwise fluctuating period. Replacing that influence requires more than passing accuracy. Spencer offers experience and calm. Van Poortvliet offers familiarity within the current structure. Quirke offers spark and unpredictability. The decision may ultimately hinge on what Borthwick believes England most need at this juncture: stability, evolution, or disruption. At a defining moment, international rugby often pivots on moments like this. Injuries are unavoidable, but how teams respond defines campaigns. For Van Poortvliet, this is an audition for restored prominence. For Spencer, it is a test of resilience and readiness. For Quirke, it is an opportunity to reintroduce himself on the test stage in a potentially transformative role. For England, it is about rediscovering rhythm in a championship that has already delivered setbacks. Mitchell will watch from the sidelines. The jersey is vacant. The path forward is uncertain. But in elite sport, absence creates opportunity. And in the coming weeks, England's number 9 debate will shape not only their Six Nations trajectory, but the contours of their squad heading toward 2027. The question is no longer who replaces Alex Mitchell for a match. It is who seizes control of England's future at scrum-half.